All New Yorkers use the sidewalks. We use them every day. We walk on them to go to work, to go to school. But the fact is that all the sidewalks of all the neighborhoods of New York City are not created equal. In the wealthier, more affluent neighborhoods, in places like Manhattan, the sidewalks are maintained at a much higher and better level than in the poorer neighborhoods, and in the boroughs of Brooklyn and Queens, in working class and poorer neighborhoods. In those underserved communities, oftentimes the sidewalks are in a poor condition, they're not properly maintained, and there are lots of dangerous defects that can cause people to trip, fall, and be injured. What we can all do to keep our communities a little bit safer is report a dangerous or defective sidewalk when we see it. If you see a sidewalk in your community with a big hole, a crack, or an uneven or misleveled sidewalk flag, report it to 311, report it to the city, and if it's the city's responsibility, they should fix it. And if it's the responsibility of the adjacent landowner, that should be reported by the city to the landowner. If there's a dangerous or defective sidewalk, say a big hole or an uneven sidewalk flag, and that defect is reported once or more than once, that goes on record with the city. And if later someone falls, trips and falls and is injured on that same defect, that prior notification to the city can be good evidence to show that the defect existed for an unreasonable period of time before the person got hurt. We've seen all kinds of injuries resulting from sidewalk accidents. Older people who fall can break a hip, fracture a knee. Young people can fall and sustain all kinds of orthopedic or spine injuries. We've seen it all. The fact is that if you're walking and you don't see a defect and you come upon it, you trip and you go flying and you hit the pavement hard, all kinds of injuries can result. Oftentimes, when someone falls on a public sidewalk in New York City, the lawyer has to act fast to determine who's responsible for maintaining that particular sidewalk. It may be the city of New York. It may be the adjacent landowner. Oftentimes it's not clear until a lawsuit's filed and documents are revealed during discovery. But it's important early on in the case to identify all the proper parties and figure out who's responsible. We had a recent case where a woman fell on a city sidewalk adjacent to a housing authority building, but it was determined after discovery that it was the city that was responsible. And once we determined that and set up the other evidence in the case, we were able to achieve a successful settlement for our client.